My name's Dean and I am the summer mechanic at Scott Base. Well, it involves fixing stuff that's broken, but it also involves training people to drive Toyotas and Haglins and Skidoos, scheduled servicing and breakdowns, I suppose. We also get involved in ice hole melting for events out on the ice and anything else mechanical really that goes on. Sometimes half of our week might be spent on driver training or other training, and the actual fixing side of things is probably less than 50% of what we do. I've been employed mainly to work on light vehicles, so things like Skidoos and Toyotas and Haglins, and we have another mechanic here who does more of the heavy stuff, the Caterpillar bulldozers, the PB, which is piston bully, tracked vehicles, and we've got a Caterpillar loader, so he deals more with the heavy plant. I tend to deal more with the lighter plant. I don't know whether there's any tips, but everyone's got their favourite pair of boots and their favourite pair of gloves and their favourite way of doing things. I think it's something you get used to. You get to know which clothes you can work in, which gloves work best, which sunglasses work best, and which tools you can work with best in the field, I guess. So this is the mechanic's office. This is where we, send emails to other base staff and back to Christchurch. If we need parts, we email Dina in the Christchurch office about parts, and it's also a way of keeping in touch with our engineering supervisor back in Christchurch as well. This here's the welding bay. Any work that involves us welding or heating stuff or grinding is done in this bay here. If we want to grind or weld outside of this bay, we have to basically get a permit to work. Now we do have a hoist for lifting vehicles, but it's not something we use very often. We have our own hose making facility here for hydraulic hoses, so we can cut them on this machine and we can crimp new hydraulic fittings onto the end of the hoses here. So this is where we store all our batteries, and it's also where we recharge them. Antifreeze, oils, greases, and also the pumps we use out in the field. All our generators, got Jiffy ice drills over here, and chainsaws, service boxes, bits and pieces. One of the ice hole melters that we have, I think we've got 3 ice hole melters, and it's basically a diesel pad furnace that goes through a heat exchanger that melts the ice for dive holes usually. One of our Haglins, we've got a fleet of 4 Haglins. This one has got a drive shaft issue which we're fixing at the moment. This summer we've had a pretty good run, but the Skidoos are probably the most fragile machine we have and required the most amount of work. The rest of the plant, because of the good work done by the winter mechanic, we've had a pretty easy time of it. Alrighty, Rachel's engine. Well, we're looking at a pile of broken Skidoo parts. And in fact, our camerawoman Rachel has left a legacy for Scott Base. And so this is the engine that she destroyed out on the Cape Armitage loop. So she managed to saw the engine almost in half through here. Oh, close up. Yeah. And here's the crankshaft that failed when she torched the engine. And here's the piston that's melted inside the barrel. Looks bad that side, looks worse that side. Yeah. I think she's going to buy us some beer to help us with the distress of that happening.